Teijima's done. Let's see what... Today, the villagers and I got together to cook Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. I soon realized that, seems like your average... Huh? I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The Omamori you... Now that's the kind of... So this is the Omamori Teijima wrote about. Interesting. Looking at the color and the design, Paimon would have thought it belonged to a child. But anyway, if he had this with him all the time, there's a chance some of his elemental energy remained on it. Do you think that it might come in handy?
I wish it could be like this all the time. What's the point?
Here we are! This seems... The soil looks like it's been disturbed. Must be something pretty amazing if... It looks like... Konda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where is that place? So, but he's been here for 30... Well, let's go give...
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. And I guess the Omamorian letter belonged to me too. But I have no memory of anything that's written. Still, it's clear that I was waiting for someone here, and that I chose to wait for 30 years. Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I could share with her when we were finally reunited. And just look at all the things. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Love? Regret? No. After all, I've forgotten who she was. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. I think... maybe not. Although, what if she were to turn up eventually? When I think about it like that. How curious. Why am I thinking... Thank you, but I shall remain here and keep...
Tejima seems to be dealing... okay. But seems it's just like Ayaka and Tomo were saying. If that certainly explains this, at least we were able to... Well... According to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission.
I've already waited.
I wish it could be like this all the time.
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law, but why would they take act? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation.
How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand?
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this!
Oh, huh? And
What? We heard the commotion and...
I see. You seem to have come to... This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions. He's keeping the provisions for himself.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated.
The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am today? My own family can barely get by as it is. No, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to. And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision.
Well, that's strange. You were helping him.
To be perfectly honest, all I know is that I will perform certain things every month. And it's not just that.
Does it have to do with the missing?
I didn't take any. Like I said, to top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarder.
Huh. But we better confirm. We should be able to follow their... Brace yourselves. Wouldn't gliding be faster?
We really outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods. You haven't seen anything yet. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an...
You demand, boss!
These seem like the treasure hoard... Here we go!
Another test subject.
You're open!
Brace yourselves! Time for takeoff. Here we go!
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think... Not bad, kid. You ever think of Kuros? So he's the one who sent you after us.
So what did you see in...
Food supplies. You kidding? That place, I didn't want anyone else to see it. So, but now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal?
You've got a deal!
Huh? What the?
There's nothing...
Yeah. And they all seem to be made out to the owner of a... We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the bottom of this. As for you guys...
So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOU.
Shut it.
Sure, I'll play you another tune, but it'll cost you an apple. Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. Or perhaps there's something you... Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa.
Whoa, whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves! How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money? Did he buy anything super expensive here?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently.
So that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the prices increased, couldn't he just buy less?
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found, so he deemed it necessary to take on the—
Wow. And no one ever appreciated what he did. They just complained and held him accountable.
People's attitudes will always reflect their if you ask me, had Kurosawa— Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. As for why he chose to spend his own money, if you're still curious, why do— I see. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that is so dear to him.
Sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? I've asked him about its origins. He told— In hindsight, I regret that I never made an— Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Oh, but before— Information— Don't worry. I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions were Let's go talk to Kurosawa.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
What are you doing here all by yourself? Where did those other two go?
I presented them with a choice. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders?
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions.
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me, I still don't remember any. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation? But I cannot deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, this sword was once wielded by my father. I remember once when I was young, I wanted to— What did he say? It would seem that I forgot many important things. All I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed away, he placed the sword in my hands. and...
Hey, if you look carefully, can you recognize the words?
Virtue? Somehow those two words, taking on seemingly endless debts to make other. But what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need. And look how things ended up. The Tenryou Commission seized my vision, and the very people I was so desperately trying to help refused to understand me. And the irony of all of it is, I'm incapable of being a good person, yet...
Yet another trouble. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. In any case, we must never let him Yeah. Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next... The third person who had their vision taken is supposed... Paimon heard that he's the present-day This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people...
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought...
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him.
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcist...
Hey there! Did something happen?
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is in... Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
No! You got it so wrong. We just came here to...
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. But then we got here and...
Please, accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently. I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I, Sensei's name is Domo. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword. He once said that his goal was to be... And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his... But then...
Not long ago, Sensei, he says the strangest things. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's being possessed, but if I'm honest...
The Grand Narukami...
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty Shogun herself. Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to... The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both more than welcome to come and watch if you're interested.
So, losing your vision can cause possession? Guess we should come back this evening and see for ourselves.
Come on, Traveler, let's go!
Shh. So you decided just now, when Nanako was attending to him. When she asked him who the people were, it looked like he was in great distress. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew. One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. The ritual has now begun. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some...
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? Uh-oh. Could they be here to mess up the exorcism? We won't let them get away with it. Come on, let's go after them. Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up? Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up. Aha! Suspicious person sighted! That's gotta be him!
How did you... Are you sure you're Unless... I guess it's been a few years. Maybe his skills have improved again.
Excuse me? We're the ones asking the... And what are you doing sneaking around these parts?
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side. I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you...
His senior?
Anzai? Yes, that's because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone. When we were young, we trained. I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and dependable older disciple. Practitioners of Make-Yoshi Sui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all. But Domon was different. The first thing he did, Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. I thought so too at the time. Only then did I realize that it was Domon. He was consumed by his singular desire to become...
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want to ever see him again?
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei. Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too. Sensei was... After that, I wanted nothing further to do with him. So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. How could he, of all people, have lost his mind? His mind was the sharpest of them all. He had practiced Make-Yo-Shisui art to perfection. I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, I heard him call my name. So you see, Okay, you've heard my story.
Seems like we got it wrong. Still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us.
What? Does that mean he's just lost his mind? But how is that possible? No, I refuse to believe it. So
Nanako, please. Try not to get agitated.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any malignant spirit. But spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which, and all is certainly not lost. For I received word not long ago.
Lady Yai? Is that...
the head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine?
Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable in... I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed...
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand Narukami Shrine. I must leave now, but we will meet soon at the shrine. I wish Domon a full and speedy recovery.
Who'd have thought Lady Yai herself would have taken...
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned in...
No, that's not what I meant at all. I just mean this is Lady Yai. Anyway, you should join... Given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei, we, the disciples of Make-Yo-Shisui art, will do our best to help you.
Sure! After all, everyone seems pretty excited about Lady Yai. We're curious to... Who knows? Maybe we'll be able to find out a thing or two about the Raiden children from her. Do you think that's Lady Yai? Oh, also, is it just Paimon? Or did she... it was probably nothing.
Keep away. I gave up the art of the sword. Please.
As you can see, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He
Lady Yai, it must be a possession. This is nothing like him at all. In the past...
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that...
Yeah,
Yes, unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered as one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his...
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Yi, even without his...
Your school practices make stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated. Then, what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and...
Lady, I'm not sure
The path of the sword masters. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the... Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible. When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt.
My poor sensei.
I'm sorry, Father.
That's enough.
Huh? Did he follow us the whole way?
Hansai, why are there two of you? You're here for revenge, aren't you?
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, we entrusted them to you, in the hopes that they might carry you further. Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, since you've been stripped of your ambitions too. But that is no reason to strip them of theirs.
But what if one day, I put everything I had into trying to be... If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day,
Have you asked them?
Sensei, after you rest, I can't know whether I will suffer if I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone.
Nanako's far from the only one.
Goodness.
You see? You can place the ambition you once had in their hands. Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand it. So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, you are not in the same position that I was. When I left...
I'm sorry to have made you worry for me. I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. But as your sensei, this is my promise.
You can count on that. I'd be checking in, but I am now used to the life of a wanderer. Well, don't just stand there staring.
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take it over on his behalf.
Traveler, a moment, please.
So, the wind that blows from afar carries... For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment. I have high hopes for you, child.
Ooh, Lady, she seems super mysterious. We can come back. Guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Huh? Ayaka! Huh?
Huh?
Traveler, Paimon. It is I have heard all about how you helped our 3 friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
Yeah, Ayaka,
Because now that you have done the 3 things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As
wait a second. But isn't Toma...
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining.
Oh, okay then. Ayaka, you...
Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. What are your... Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty Shogun, the lives of those who inhabit the world are inconsequential. Thunders roar, lightnings flash, the wind... But I believe that surely you and... It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings. You will? Really? Naturally.
All right, bravo, my lady. You were right all along.
See? I told you he wouldn't reject them. I'd placed my trust in the right person after all. Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature, perhaps we could move to the Komori tea.
Well, here we are again.
Please continue without me.
So, what's the deal with this place anyway? What makes it...
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plant. Such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing...
Oh, Paimon gets it. Gotta keep a bit of
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline...
Makes sense. Perfect.
In any case, we can talk freely here. Of course. We have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, they invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the Shogun's decisions. They have no interest in discussing anything. It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the Shogun's sudden decision to issue the Vision Hunt Decree. The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, after all, it is but a tiny because of this,
How can they be like...
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there were...
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting against...
Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together to say a little more about Sangonomiya. Historically, but I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance. The almighty Shogun. I've seen her on but only a few occasions. She inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense. It was her almost complete lack of any emotion. And...
Ooh, Paimon has a...
Oh? What would you like?
Have you got a plan yet to fight...
To be honest, we do not.
What?
Please, do not forget that challenging the Vision Hunt Decree is...
So...
Well, for the moment, all we... For example, by providing vision bearers...
You're telling Paimon that there are...
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka.
To the naked eye, their counterfeits are indistinguishable. The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was
Darn! So they found...
Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a... Exactly. I feel the same way. But given mine and Toma's identities as part of the Yashiro Commission... When you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look...
Benny's adventure team, assemble! Right now, I wish I was sitting at the top of a...